Okay, so hello everyone. We are Team 3 from the Music Technology Group in Barcelona. We want to show you Fan Turnout. It's the app we developed. So the business use case we chose was how can we stream data? How can streaming data be used to understand how many fans an artist can bring to a live performance? So let's start with a little bit of background on the current state of the music industry. So the music industry has undergone significant changes due to the rise of streaming services, which have become the primary method for music consumption globally, with over 535 million users worldwide. And this has impacted physical music sales, and live events have become more crucial for the record labels and the promoters. As the music industry continues to evolve, the stakeholders must adapt to keep up with this.
All right. So imagine you're the manager of artist X and you want to predict how many tickets you could sell for a concert in country Y. Best case scenario, you will have a predictor that uses past data to provide you with a fan turnout estimate. And as a future work, we are planning to work on this using the past data. We want to train some machine learning models and see how accurately they fit the data. But in our case, for this hackathon, we created an interface that uses Chartmetric API to summarize useful information, and it creates an interactive report. You can see some of the data that we used, but we will also have a demo. I should also note that we only use Chartmetric API at this point, but easily we could adapt other APIs that are provided. For example, we used a version of the Ticketmaster data to provide previous concert sale data. And a quick look at our workflow. And now let's have a demo. This is the Python code. All right, so we are prompted with screen. We type an artist and the country, and we do the search. Might take a little bit while. It's running. You see the guy here going through all these efforts to provide you with a nice summary. All right, so here we display some useful information. For example, what stage of their career they're in. And we are trying to see how many tickets we could sell in Germany. So first we provide with Germany-based information, how well they are doing in social media platforms, streaming platforms, and you can see also global information. And also we provide other data. For example, how well did Gorillaz do in concerts? The data we bring from Ticketmaster API is that median price of a ticket, the country's median GDP income, some ratios of these two, and how much percentage of the seats were actually filled. And also we provide with some interactive plots. For example, these are the places where people listen to this band the most in the world. For example, like top 50 cities, for example, now. And you could see how well the band did in Barcelona, compare it with Madrid. And then if you are targeting Spain, you could choose a city, or also look at the North America. We did the same for some social media platforms. You can again get some data. And furthermore, we plot some, we provide some statistics about a variety of platforms, both streaming and social media platforms. We also provide you with certain demographics for age and gender or multiple platforms. And yeah, here is our app. At the moment, it doesn't predict anything about the future, but it provides you with useful summarized information. And as a future work, we want to pull up some data and provide with some estimates. And okay. So
All right. Time's up. Good timing. Thank you so much. Also, just to note, this is one of our teams that got to work together in person at the Matt's office, hence that wonderful picture down there. Really appreciate you guys being our guinea pigs for the year. Love it. All right, our judges. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Our judges, time for you guys to ask 2 to 3 questions. I think I heard someone unmute.
I'll ask a question. Who would you say your how do I want to say it? Who would you say your ideal kind of customer is for this? Is it the promoters? Is it the managers? Is it things like, who would you say?
promoters and managers, but also the venue owners can use this. Like, hey, I looked at your data, and for my venue, for my city, for my country, it seems like you could sell a lot of tickets. So why don't you come down? For example.
And I've got a question actually.
Okay, I'll go after you.
You used the example of Gorillaz, who are a superstar band. Is it effective looking at much smaller artists or new artists?
Well, we can try if you like, but do you have an example in mind?
Not particularly. I just wondered if it had been designed to be useful for grassroots.
Cortatu, for example.
Like we use the API, so any data Chartmetrics has, we should be able to pull it up. But there were other APIs provided for the Hackathon. So, for example, we could integrate them too, and then have more data. But at the moment, if anything comes up to mind, we can try.
And Natasha, I think you had a question as well.
Yes, just quick one. Coming from a streaming background, one of the things that we've noticed is the fact that sometimes just because people are listening to music at home and whatnot doesn't necessarily mean that they will want to come to a concert. So sometimes most artists would complain that, you know, we'll have so many streaming numbers, but that does not convert into the audience that would necessarily come to a concert. So is there a way that you guys have thought about how do you guys tap into user behavior that could potentially, you know, add on to the value of seeing through this app that you guys are creating outside the digital space, basically?
You can go ahead, Sofia.
Basically, we also, oh wait, feedback. Okay, perfect. So we're not only providing information about the streaming, we're also providing information about the social media. Normally, you know, when you like an artist and, you know, younger generations, I mean, even older generations normally even follow their social media accounts. And they also, like, we also provide some information about the engagement of these artists. So we're doing also like some kind of, we can check like the relation between those two, like the streamings and the social media engagement.
Great. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the time.